There you go.
Nice.
When did the book come
I
out?
just realized something. I got to take my hat off real quick. Because y'all some attractive, bald-headed gentlemen, and I feel like I need to blend in with y'all. So we're going to do the rest of the interview.
We lived in a sample-friendly era at the time.
Yes, we did.
Because we didn't clear anything, and we sampled all these joints. Yeah. And that Biz case changed it all when they came after him. And there was a big lawsuit. That's his second album after that was called All Samples Cleared. I think that was the name of his album that came out after he went through, because he went through a big thing. They came after him, and then people started going after other groups, you know what I'm saying? But in 87, 88, it was kind of sample friendly. You still, like, you could actually sample somebody, and, you know, because of stuff like that, labels started getting sample clearance departments and listening for stuff. And
once in a while, in the beginning, you could get away with it because nobody knew what it was. It was so new. That was it. That wasn't even a name for it yet. And then they figured it out and they said, no. And they changed the game too. They changed the game.
You know, two of the biggest sample stories: Will Smith, Men in Black, Patrice Rushen, Forget Me Not. They used it for the movie. The movie, Sony didn't clear it. The movie company, the record company didn't clear it. And she waited and she waited. She waited till the album sold 10 million. Until the movie, I forgot, did how many million. Then she put a cease and desist letter. And from what I hear, her grandkids are going to college off of that. You know what I'm saying?
More than that.
You know what I'm saying? And then you heard the Puffy Sting story. Puff still had to pay the equivalent of $2,000 a day. It's $2,000 a day. That's what it comes out to for the rest of his life. For that joint he did with
I'll be missing you.
Yeah.
That record came out fast. I mean, it was one Biggie had passed one day. Record came out a week later, and I remember that. I said, "Boy, I was wondering because it was a straight rip. Wasn't even no remake. It was like, give me that." And
like Master P did with you, Lonzo.
Yes, he did. Wait till they got 200. I did the same thing Patrice did. Wait till they got to about 200,000. Give me my money. I need to get paid. Don't even try it. Hey, it is what it is. That's part of the game, Doc. That's part of the game.
Another story, real quick. Sade in the love scene of that movie where Julie Roberts plays the prostitute, and what's that? Pretty Woman or whatever that movie was. The producer made the mistake of telling Sade he wrote the movie with that scene, with that music in mind. And she held off, and then she eventually they had to pay some outrageous amount of money to use it, and she only let them use it in the movie, not the DVDs or other stuff. Like she was gangster with hers. Like he wasn't. Yeah, that was another big story. Somebody getting paid like crazy.
Damn, that's dope. Hey, can you there's conflicting stories about, you know, going back to JVC Force, you know, at one time you guys eventually parted ways, but there's conflicting stories. It was said you left the group. It was said you were kicked out. I mean, we have the man right here. What's the reason why you left JVC Force?
So creative differences, and by any means, by whoever's telling the story today, whoever's telling the story that day, I either got kicked out or I left. So, you know, one of those when you go to your job and you say you're fired, you be like, no, I'm not fired, I quit. So, I mean, it's probably a combination of the both, though. I do want to say one more thing, if you don't mind.
Go ahead.
On that album that Strong Island's on, there's a track called Style and Lyrics. I want you to listen to the fourth verse, my verse. I am the first person spelling everything out before DMX and K Solo. Because they were both in jail back when that record came out. They came out a year or so later. And if you play that record, Style and Lyrics, the fourth verse, I am spelling out most of my verse. And I was doing the spelling thing.
Huge,
I was doing the spelling thing before both of them. Yeah.
Wow, because that's been a big beef between them. They even made a beef episode about it, where who came up with that style, K Solo.
So I know the story though. So DMX went to a party in the Hamptons. And being a street dude, he was walking the street, like going to the store to get a 40 or something. It's not an area where you walk around. I think they were in a stolen car or something, and this man got picked up and pointed him out. He ends up getting arrested. So he's arrested in Suffolk County, and he's in Riverdale. Kevin Madison, who I went to middle school with K Solo. He got into a fight with some white boys across the street from me, and they jumped him, and he picked up a brick and hit this dude named Corky in the head. You can still see the brick implant in his head for a while. They said that he attacked them. So Solo and DMX are in jail together. Solo supposedly is in the PC part, but there's a fence separating them when they go out in the yard. So DMX was eating everybody up, and he heard this kid named Solo was nice, so they battled through the fence. And his last rhyme was the Spellbound rhyme. And according to DMX, he asked him, "How do you do that?" You know what I'm saying? How do you? And he was like, "It's pretty easy. The letters spell together." So here's a part of the story that nobody knows. So I was dating this girl, and I was seeing this girl, and Solo was dating her sister. So when they got out of jail, they brought him to my house. I put him in the studio with Kurt, and he did the original Spellbound. But we were between labels at the time. We got off B-Boy. We wasn't on Atlas yet. And then Kurt, I think, did something kind of funny, letting people hear it or something or whatever, something. So there was a little beef between Solo and he left, and then he ended up getting with Eric and Parrish, and then they redid the song, and then the song version you heard. So I was involved in that too. So I was like, he came to my house. I put him in the studio first. Yeah.
More history there.
That's history right there, player. That's history.
That's why I'm
love
kind
that.
of
Anything else, Lonzo, before we wrap it up?
Huh?
Oh, keep going, bro. Keep going.
We got about 5 minutes.
Oh, no. That's why I got so much. I'm doing this politics stuff and activism stuff and all this stuff with Black Westchester, but I got a chance to tap into my hip hop roots and do this book. And I'm telling you, if you're a hip hop head, even if you don't know what the 914 is, you'll learn a lot. You'll hear a lot. There's a tribute section to DMX. There's a tribute section to Heavy D. There's a list of like all the people Pete Rock did production for. There's a joint called a plethora of posse cuts and collabos. Anybody who ever collaborated with a Westchester artist, there's all of that. Like I said, there's a list of all our R&B groups who sampled them. It's just full. I was down with Ego Trip back in the days with a magazine called On The Go, and Ego Trip did that book of lists. I'm in that book like 3 times, JVC and me personally. But I have a couple of lists, like the book of lists. Like, I list things out. Got Heavy D as far as his acting career. I got Lord Jamal's acting career, Mary J. Blige and DMX acting career. That's in there. You know what I'm saying? The hip hop execs. It's just, if you love hip hop, you're gonna love this book.
Okay. Yeah, I can't wait to read it. I'm personally gonna buy one tonight, just for the love of hip hop and just to show support and just to learn something, because there are very few outlets where you can actually learn something, and I'm very interested in learning about the 914. And I encourage everybody out there to cop it as well in the chat.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you can get it on Amazon, or my social media handle is, as you see under my name, at Mr. AJ Woodson. My email address is mrajwoodson@gmail. If you want to get it directly from me, hit me. I'll give you my Cash App, my PayPal, my Venmo. You hit me, your address, and I will mail you an autograph copy. You know what I'm saying? So, I make more if you buy it directly from me. But buying it from Amazon, I still eat off Amazon, but I make more if you buy it from me, though. So,
all right, there you go.
I'm buying it from you. I'll buy it directly from you, brother.
How you do it? That way you get an autograph copy, personally autographed, right?
Yeah. I autograph every book and I mail it out. You know what I'm saying? Might take a couple of days, but I hit the post office a couple of days a week, and I mail everything out.
That'll work.
Can I ask you a question before you go about the West Coast really quick?
Absolutely.
If you don't mind,
shout out to my boy D Wise. The Bums, Badass Brothers Under Madness. The Bums, D Wise. That's my dude. Okay. He gives us lots of love, lots of love. And shout out to go ahead.
No, keep going. I'm sorry. Yeah, there's a slight echo on my end, so I apologize if I talk over
There's
you.
There's a DJ.
I would love to know. I would love to know your thoughts of when you first heard when you first got wind of what Lonzo and them were doing, on the West Coast with World Class Wrecking Crew. Did you have a big idea of what they were doing on this side of town? I
heard the record and heard it, but I knew more about them after N.W.A. You know what I'm saying? Like the first group I knew Ice-T and what he was doing. Like we were up on that. There was a couple of other people that did stuff, but the N.W.A was the first group I was really like, oh shit, where are they from? Like, who's this? And then I did a deep dive like I always do. Then I found out the World Class Wrecking Crew. Then I found out all the things Alonzo did. Then I found out about what was the group? Uncle Jam's Army. Did I say that right? And all the people that came before. Like I had to do a deep dive because we wasn't up on y'all on what was going on, and you know what I'm saying. So I really started really checking out. Too Short was really into the Too Short era, you know, that whole his era. There's a lot of people. Shout out to K-Day. I don't know. I've heard from them people in a long time. The reason any of y'all heard me out there is because K-Day, which was one of the first 24-hour hip hop radio stations, K-Day played us all the time. They gave us mad love. So shout out to K-Day. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Sway and Tech. They showed us lots of love. You know what I'm saying? I can't remember everybody. Those are the main two I can remember real quick. But there was mad people that showed us love. And shout out to Digital Underground. I met Shock over here in Harlem. You know what I'm saying? And he was telling me how much we was rocking in the Bay, how much our joint was kicking off in the Bay. We didn't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So
we gotta wrap up, Dusty. AJ, we gotta roll, baby.
Thank you very much, brother.
Man. Pick up his book on Amazon, folks. We got our own thing available on Amazon, or hit him up, get it direct. You know how we do it.
No doubt.
Much love, AJ.
Thank you, brother.
My pleasure. Thank you for letting me talk on your forum and sharing your forum with me. Much respect.
Much love. All right, Dusty, it's time to roll out, baby. It's about that time, doctor.
Another classic one.
Huh?
Another classic one, Lonzo. And next week, guys, should we tell them who we have next week?
No, we ain't gonna tell them shit.
All right, we ain't gonna say nothing. It's gonna be a nice surprise. All I'm gonna say is tune in next week. All right, Lonzo, hit him with that rap, man.
All right, for those who never heard of me, I'm the first one to put Dr. Dre in the surgery, stuck Ice Cube in the freezer till he got cold. On the eve after dark, 50-yard line at the Super Bowl. In the movie Straight Outta Compton, they played me like a hater of rap. Don't believe that Hollywood bullshit, because it was all cap. My history goes deeper than most of y'all will ever know. Just remember that N.W.A. stands for Not Without Alonzo. Peace, folks.